Mild jump scares. It's okay, we got this, guys. Spooky! Hello everyone and welcome to a 9 RIP video. Is it RIP or R.I.P? I think I want to call it RIP just because it's easier. So we are finally beginning this. Majority of the poll won for the ghost stories, so I have the ghost stories selections pulled up. The prologue seems very quick, so we're going to be going through chapter 1 of the ghost stories. The ghost stories common route is fairly long. It's 5 chapters. I'm going to do chapter by chapter per episode. Hopefully they're not too incredibly long, but that'll keep the episodes divided pretty well, so that way whenever it diverges into the 2 different guides that you can go down, it won't be like in the middle of an episode like I did on Giordo's route in my next life as Villainess. Into his route was in the middle of an episode, and I should have split it up so you can watch the common route and then go watch whatever route you want. So that's what we're going to do here. The prologue will not be read in any other guides after this, so to know the prologue of this game, you have to start with this video. And it's recommended to do, well, since we are doing ghost stories and ghost stories are recommended first, I'm just going to do the walkthrough in recommendation order according to Atomi Kitten, and we're going to do Kureha, which is the dark-haired guy, and we're just going to go down just like that. So we're going to do it from the start. See, I want to look at all of these though. I can't click on those. Okay, so manual options. Let's turn on all the volume. Actually, I think I've already gone through most of this. For this, we want 1 music. Okay, that puts it like at 35. Sound effects are going to go all the way down to audio. Voices volume. So we want that high. Audio highlight. It prioritizes what voices and lowers the volume of BGM, so we want that maximized as well. And then Kureha, we want his all the way up as well. Auto is the R in this thing. Oh, maybe that's not what it was. Palette menu, jump selection. Most of that's the same. Save. Yes. I already like the music of this. So we're going to go from the start.
ねえ、知ってる？カラン、カランと音色を立てて、落としてなくした自分を求めて、血の色に満ちた校舎の中をいつ果てるともなくさまよい歩く。刀を携えた殺人鬼、カラカラさんの話を。
I was trying to do an auto, but that didn't work. I said it was ZR. Whatever. Kara. Did I continue? No, I guess we'll do that. Must be to select it.
そう。このNarimigahama浜高校に古くから伝わる有名な七不思議。校舎のすべての窓に夕日が差す黄昏時。女子生徒が一人で校舎に残っていると、どこからか聞こえてくるんだって。カラカラ、カラカラ、カラカラ、と、刀を引きずりながらさまよい歩く音が。でもね、その音が聞こえてきたら、決して振り向いちゃいけないの。
Don't turn around. Why?
もしも、一度でも振り向いてしまったら、カラカラさんはこう尋ねてくる。
俺は何をした？
答えられなかったり、間違った答えを返したりしたら、手に持った刀を振るって、綺麗な紅の花を咲かせるんだって。
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
雨に濡れて傘を探した泣いて泣きつからでも白い花がなぜかにくくった夢の中で今も部屋の窓辺に君と似た記憶の影を諦めきれずこぼれた涙にメカニズム冗談でよ抱いた私の髪撫でて好きだよって言っておいていかないで私の心まだ相変わらず雨であなたのさす傘を待って雨に濡れて傘を探して泣いて泣きつからでも白い花がなぜかにくくった夢の中で今も
I don't know if you guys noticed some of the voice actors in there, but I did, and I just want to go over them really quickly. So I definitely saw Tetsuya in there, and let's see, which one is he? Tetsuya is Keith Clays from My Next Life as a Villainess, Victor Frankenstein from Code Realize, which we've already done as well. So we get Keith's voice actor in here. And then there's a couple other ones. We might not know the voice actors by name, but I know them by character. So this one, so we have Jupiter from Cupid Parasite, who is Nobuhiku. I think he's in 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's in the other round one. Yeah, he plays Peter Flag from Cupid Parasite, Yang from Pierre Fiore, which is where I knew him from the most. And then we have Shelby Snail, who is in here as Yukimaru. So Shelby's in here. There's another one too. We haven't got to him yet, but it's Sylvie Scott, which is the new Cupid in the Cupid Parasite Fandus that we haven't got to yet. But that Cupid voice actor is in here as well. So pretty nice voice actors, and I can't wait to hear them play these characters as well. I love this this text backdrop, by the way. It's so pretty. As the setting sun cast the yellow glow over the classroom, a deathly silence fell upon us. We were the only two left here. From the field outside, the shouts of the soccer team drifted in, faint as they echoed to our ears. My best friend, Sayaka Hida, with eyes gleaming, leaned forward over her desk.
ね、怖いでしょ？怖いよね。
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. If he's asking, what have I done, do you think that means he has amnesia?
そう言われてるんだけど、どうして記憶がないのかは語られないところなんだよね。ホラー話あるあるで考察して楽しむってわけ。ね、あなたならどう考える？
I don't know, I just feel bad for him. I mean, since he died, he's been wandering and searching for his memories. It's sad.
でも殺人鬼だよ。
If you answer him wrong, I guess. Well, yeah, when you put it that way. You said he's one of the school's 7 wonders, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the school.
それには諸説あるんだよね。警察に追われていた連続殺人鬼が学校に逃げ込んだとか、あとは。
Arms waved passionately as she spoke. I couldn't help but smile at her enthusiasm. I've been friends with Sayaka for longer than I can remember. I just can't keep up with how much she's into all this occult stuff.
なあ、またそんな呆れた顔してる。少しは信じてくれてもいいのに。
Sorry. I guess I'm just preoccupied right now. There's no quotation marks in this one either. It's gonna bug me. Sayaka huffed out and puffed out her cheeks. I usually did a better job at playing along, but today... Career path survey. I pulled out the survey from inside my desk and Sayaka's eyes gleamed with a surprise.
まだ出してなかったんだ。提出は来週までだから時間はあるけど、何かあったの？
I just need a little more time to think.
考えたいって、聖銀大学が第一希望じゃないの？
It was, but I don't know. I'm just not sure anymore. At least that's how I feel now.
そんな。だって、あなたのお母さん、進学は聖銀大学だっていつも言ってたし、あなたもそれに賛成してたじゃない。
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
それじゃあ、あなたの希望はどこの学校なの？
It was September of my second year in high school, a time when all the students looked towards their future career. A time when all students looked towards their future, and my future stared blankly back at me. A blank sheet, void of any direction. What can I do? What do I want to do? I still have no answers to these questions.
ねえ、大丈夫？
Oh, sorry, I just got lost in thought. Could I at least write my name on the paper? And we're going to do Misa because I like keeping the original names. Especially since the voice actors say them aloud. When I finished writing my name, I let out a small sigh. My only name, everything else was blank. Mom's been trying to get me to go to medical school at Sagan University for a while now, but I had no desire to do so much so that it became uncomfortable to talk with her these days, and so I merely stared at the blank paper.
まずい、私今日塾だった。
Sounds like you gotta go. I'll clean up and head out too.
一緒に帰る約束だったのにごめんね。お詫びに明日は引きずり鏡の話語ってあげるから楽しみにしてて。
No, you really don't have to do that.
それじゃまた明日。あ、もしカラカラって音がしても絶対振り向いちゃダメだからね。
We're totally turning around though, because that silhouette was the person that roots were actually going down.
刀を持った血まみれの男に注意。
But we like the sword-wielding bloody boy, right? As full of life as ever. I couldn't help but laugh as Sayaka dashed off in a hurry and placed the blank paper in my bag. Did I forget anything? I double-checked inside my desk and left. Whoa. Staring out at the scene in front of me, I've involuntarily let out a gasp. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, the whole hall was bathed in an eerie golden glow. It looked so different than usual.
校舎のすべての窓に夕日が差す黄昏時。
Uh-oh.
女子生徒が一人で校舎に残っていると、どこからか聞こえてくるんだって。
That's not a good sign. A shiver ran down my spine. This is all thanks to Sayaka's stupid story. I I shook my head to compose myself and began to walk slowly forward. Uh-oh. That's so creepy. Uh-oh. Sorry, behind her. Oh my goodness. I tried to move, but my legs froze. When I left the classroom, I was certain there was no one else in the halls. Or at least that's what I thought. But I was sure I felt the faint sigh brush past my ear and a cold chill envelop my body. Oops, there you go, that's what I wanted. Someone was with me. Someone behind me. I was convinced with every fiber of my being. No, I can't turn around. If what Sayaka said is true, and I turn around now, I remained frozen for what felt like an eternity. I felt a faint breath crest my cheek, and then I thought it were all a dream. As I thought it was a dream, it was gone. Fearfully, I turned around to see nothing. There was nobody there. No creepy ghosts, no sword-wielding killers. And at the same time, the golden twilight had faded, casting the halls into spreading darkness. I guess it was my imagination. It probably passed the moment to which he could manifest. The words just slipped out unintentionally. But what if there was a reply from the shadows? The thought filled me with unease. I need to head home. With my heart racing, I hurried out as fast as my legs would carry me. It's following you. Oh no, we're in the prologue now. That was like the prologue to the prologue. I'm glad this one actually has chapters because, I mean, keep it Parasite, there's obviously a place where each thing leaves off or there's like chapters, but I like when it says like chapter 1 because it makes a good introduction into the next episode when you see the chapter 1, chapter 2 headings. Despite being spooked by every shadow and stranger I encountered along the way, I finally made it home safely. As I flung myself into the house, I realized my back was drenched in sweat.
Oh, oh, Kairi, waga imoto!
I don't like how her mouth moves when she talks. The corners of her mouth. Hi. A wave of relief washed over me when I saw my sister's face.
おい、そんな息切らしてどうしたんだ？まさか変質者でもいたか？
Sound perfect. In a sense, maybe.
くそ野郎、私がとっ捕まえて。
You want to beat him up. Wait a minute. I grabbed her arm to stop her, but she moved with such force that she ended up dragging me.
止めるな！あんたに怖い思いさせておいて野放しにできるかっての！
Sorry, no, it's not like that. Sayaka told me a ghost story, and it really creeped me out. That's why I ran home.
だってあんた変質者って。
It was a ghost boy. Well, when I left school today, I just had this really creepy thing happen. That's why I answered like that. Saying it out loud, I felt even more embarrassed. Who in high school gets scared by ghost stories? I glanced over at my sister, who simply sighed.
ま、何もなくてよかったよ。ほら、着替えてこい。
Right. Hey, is mom home yet?
ああ、まだなんだよな。今日のシフトを見るに、もう帰っていてもおかしくないんだけどな。
I see, maybe there was an emergency. My mom worked as a nurse at the nearby university hospital, and the time she got home varied depending on her shift. Anyway, I should get changed. In my room, I got changed out of my school clothes and started to organize my desk when the blank sheet from before fell to the floor. Ah, yikes. I quickly picked up the paper and stashed it in the desk drawer. Truthfully, I hadn't mentioned the paper to my sister or mom yet. If I had told mom about it, she'd...
Misa, ちょっといいか?
Yeah, come in.
聞きたいことがあってさ、私の仕事のことなんだけど。店のレイアウト任されたから参考になるもんいろいろ調べてたんだよ。
It's your day off and you're thinking about work.
社畜ですから。っていうのは冗談で、仕事してる時が一番楽しいから休みでも考えちゃって。
That sounds just like you. So, what are your big plans for the store layout?
女子高生的には入り口にハイブランド品とセール品ならどっち置いた方がいいと思う？
Me, I prefer the sale items up front. I find it intimidating to walk into stores filled with expensive stuff.
ほうほう、なるほどね。サンキュー、参考にさせてもらうわ。
My sister nodded and began jotting something down on her phone. My sister worked as a store clerk at a chain apparel store that was popular with high school girls in the city. She always loved fashion and managed to turn that passion into a job. I often went for her for advice about clothes. In fact, she had helped me pick out the most of my wardrobe and cosmetics. But good for you. You said you wanted to try changing the layout of the store for some time.
実はこの間さ、私が任された秋物コーナーが評判良くて、試しにやらせるかって話になったんだ。これでまた一つ夢が叶ったってわけよ。
In that case, I'll come visit the store after you finish the redesign. I'm looking forward to seeing the new clothes you've got too.
任せとけって。そうだ、よかったらさやかも連れてこいよ。しばらく会ってないから会いたい。
Yeah, sure thing. Just as I was replying to my sister.
ちょっと翼、あまりミサを振り回さないでちょうだい。
I didn't know how long my mom had been listening, but I turned to see her standing in the doorway. Welcome home, Mom. You're home late today.
ただいま。夕方から交代になるはずの人が休養で遅れてきてね。
My mom smiled brightly at me before glancing harshly at my sister.
この子は来年受験なのよ。あまり連れ回さないでちょうだい。
軽い息抜きぐらいいいじゃんか。受験シーズンつってもまだ高2だし、今から気張ってると息切れするって。
そう言って油断してると危ないのよ。早い子は高校1年生から受験に備えて勉強を始めていたりするんだから。
My mom then stared back at me, seeking reassurance. Well, I suppose. In fact, I had been studying to get accepted into Sagan University for quite some time.
聖銀大学の医学部を目指してミサには頑張ってもらわないとね。
Just past my mom's proud smile, my sister just shrugged her shoulders.
また始まった。ミサがそれでいいならいいけど、違うんならそれ無理強いだよ。
変なこと言わないでちょうだい。大学のことは前から話してきているんだから。
I'm sure part of the reason my mom wanted me to go to medical school was because she was a nurse, but I knew that wasn't the only reason. I had a feeling it also had to do with my father. Did he die of sickness? Hey, is Daddy going to come home late today too?
そうみたい。でも怒ったりしないであげてね。お父さん、人を助けるために頑張っているの。だから応援してあげよう。
Why is he helping people?
それはね、お医者様だからよ。
I was still in kindergarten, so I didn't really understand, but I understood enough to know that I was proud of my father. Shortly after that, we found out that my father was very, very sick. He fought the disease for about a year before he passed away. That's when Mom started to change. It wasn't that her personality changed so much as she just became super focused on our education, wanting to raise us right by herself. At least that's what I always thought. And that's how all of this talk about my future started. Your father was a wonderful doctor, you know. He was truly a great person. You should find a job where you can use your talents to help people. I can't think of a more rewarding career. You should become a doctor too. As a kid, I always just assumed my sister and I would go into medicine, but my sister was different. She had her own path and she wanted to pursue. It was hard, but she finally convinced our mom. Watching her from the sidelines, I was relieved to see that I didn't have to go into medicine, because I realized I didn't want to. But it's just too hard to tell her I don't want to go to Sagan University. And I knew I'd have to tell her eventually, so... Actually, Mom, there's something I have to talk to you about.
やだ、ご飯の支度がまだだったわ。急いで用意するわね。
It's not what you want to talk about.
それなら私が手伝うよ。
気持ちだけ受け取っておくわ。
遠慮しなくていいって。ほら、行こう行こ
ちょっと、お願いだから台所に立たないで。あなたのお料理は最悪なんだから。
As the two of them scurried out of the room, all I could do was sigh. I couldn't tell her. That would have been the perfect moment, too. After we all had dinner, we sat down to watch some TV together and then each took a bath. Before I knew it, it was 11 p.m. I changed into my pajamas and plopped down on the bed. The soft mattress cradled me. I rolled over and stared up at the ceiling, sighing with exhaustion. I felt even more tired than usual today. I couldn't believe exams were already coming up. At school, the teachers were more passionate than ever. The students were all planning to go to college or take over their family's business. Even during breaks, everyone seemed to talk exclusively about their careers. They're all so eager. I knew that wasn't the only reason I felt so tired. A shiver coursed through me and I snuggled deeper under the blankets. What happened in the hall, it wasn't real. My vision faded to black and the embrace of sleep welcomed me. Then, just as I had drifted off, a sudden ringing startled me awake. Huh?
もうすぐです。もうすぐあなたを闇へ誘う準備が整います。
What is this voice? Heartbeat.
暗闇に落ちても恐れず立ち向かって。あなたには乗り越える力があるのだから。信じています。ミサさん。
I was so scared, I almost couldn't breathe. I stayed still, unable to move. The voice, it stopped. My heart thumped loudly in my chest. I wanted to throw off the blanket and run, but what should I do? I'm too scared to move. The next morning, I'm heading out. I waved casually to my neighbors as I moved through the calm morning air. I tried to act normal, but what was that voice last night? I definitely heard it, right? When did I fall asleep? When I came to, it was morning. This is like classical anime style beginning. There's a normal teenage girl, she goes to high school, and then strange phenomena start happening all around her. And then, before you know it, she's fighting evil by moonlight. My thoughts raced as I tried to determine if I really heard that voice, or if it was just some kind of dream.
Misa!
Ah! It's you, Sayaka. Don't scare me like that, but good morning.
おはよう。昨日は約束してたのにごめんね。塾にはギリギリ間に合ったよ。
Oh, well, I'm glad you made it.
で、どう？進路のプリントは書けた？
No, I'm still thinking it over. I'll look into it after school. You're planning to go to Sagan University, right, Sayaka? It must be nice to have things all figured out. What?
別に何でもない。そうだ、私も放課後付き合うよ。今日は塾もないし、暇なんだ。
No, I don't want to trouble you. You should enjoy your time off.
そんなことないよ。
Dang, don't get so angry. Sayaka's refusal was so strong that it caused me to stop dead in my tracks.
暇だなんて思わないし、あなたに合う学校を探す手伝いがしたいなって。
I was happy to hear Sayaka's words, but... Thanks, but I think this is something I need to figure out on my own. This is my future, and if I don't decide it for myself, well, that defeats the whole point. I'll be sure to let you know when I make a decision. Seeing Sayaka look so worried, I tried to change the subject to cheer her up. Ah, right, you were going to tell me another ghost story, right? Something about a mirror.
うん。引きずり鏡ね。
I don't think you cheered her up. She still seemed preoccupied, and though I managed to change the topic, I didn't quite get a smile out of her.
それよりも、今一番熱いのは、神隠しなんだよ。
There we go, that's the Sayaka I know and love. Spirited away? You mean like with someone vanishing without a trace?
それ。伝承は全国にあるんだけど。
Sayaka opened the memo app on her phone and thrust it in front of me. Spirited away, red-faced goblin, witch. There were so many strange terms on the screen that I've never seen before.
こういう各地の伝承と同じようにね、成見ヶ浜も昔から神隠しが多い土地って言われてるんだよ。何しろ行方不明者が全国平均の 1.9 倍。特に大きい事件は戦後の1949年。
Why would that be exciting?
なんと7人も神隠しにあったとかで、これは当時の新聞欄を賑わせて。
I had certainly found a topic to fire her up. Maybe I should have chosen something else.
ねえ、ちゃんと聞いてる？
Huh? Oh yeah, for sure. Part about 7 people disappearing, right?
今はその部分じゃない。
Actually, that's the last thing he said.
精神的に参っていたり、大きな悩みを抱えている人が神隠しに遭いやすいってところ。
Oh, I completely missed that.
あなたは大丈夫？大きな悩み抱えてない？
Her words took me by surprise. I'll be fine. I don't really believe in any of that stuff anyway.
もうノリが悪いんだからな。
It was the truth, though. I didn't believe it. Well, maybe just a tiny bit. Somewhere deep inside. Struggle, huh? I was skeptical, but I couldn't ignore the fact that I was indeed confused and struggling to find a path forward.
じゃあこういうのはどう？
Not to mention the creepy voices you've been hearing.
学校の七不思議をすべて起こすと神隠しに遭う。
I haven't heard of that one. Is it a local legend too? Which school is it about?
これはネットにあったものでね。どこっていう場所は載ってなくてさ。
Leaning in closer, Sayaka's face was nearly touching mine.
七不思議はこの現実世界にはありえないもの。つまり聖者の領域を侵す事象。だからそれをすべて起こすと境界線が揺らぐ。気づけばあたりは赤に染まり、この世のものではない景色が広がって、そうなれば最後はもう元の世界へは戻れない。永遠に赤の世の住民になってしまう。
Instinctively, I gulped.
っていう噂があるから、今度一緒にやってみようね。
I'd rather not, thanks. I finished classes the same as any other day. This prologue will probably be long enough where it can fit in its own video. I thought it was going to be short, but there's only 3 choices and we haven't made any of them yet, right? Oh, okay. Whenever you get to the next choice, you make a save. So, yeah, but yeah, it'll still be its own I mean, it's already 40 minutes long. After school, I found myself in the classroom alone, putting away my things. Well, I guess now's the time to decide if I want to do what I want to do with the rest of my life. Okay, so here's where we make the choice. I'm going to save it though, because the chapters have a lot of choices. So there's 4 choices, and if it's anything like Code Realize was like an hour and a half long for like 4 choices. I mean, chapter 2 is super long. It has a lot of choices. I don't know if it's long, but judging by how many choices there are, this is where we're going to stop after this one. Let's make a save file. Say no. Okay. But here is where you can go down, I guess, different different paths, but we're going to talk with my sister Tsubasa. I took out my phone and sent a message to my sister. Hey, are you coming home late today? She read it right away. I'll be heading home soon. Want me to pick you up something? No, actually, I was hoping to talk. Do you have time? Okay, how about we meet near the station? Thanks, I'll let you know when I get there. You gotta head to the station.
よっ、お疲れ。
What in the world? She wore like a net shirt. Not too bad. Sorry, I know you must be tired from work.
水臭いこと言うなって。あんたが相談してくるなんて珍しいから、ちょっと嬉しいかも。いつも頼ってくれないから少し。いや、結構寂しいんだぞ。
I had no idea she felt that way. Made me a little sad.
それじゃ、どっか入るか。喫茶店でいい？
Now I'm okay with just a walk. I want to head home right away after we would talk. I knew Mom would be there and I didn't want to miss my chance like yesterday. My sister nodded and we started walking. After our talk, we found ourselves at the beach.
進路のプリントね。懐かしい響きだな。ってことは、やっぱり母さんのあれは勘違いってことか。
Yeah. All my classmates seem so certain about their futures. I'm sure there are others who don't know exactly what they want to study or what kind of job they want, but I don't even know if I want to go to college and it's really stressing me out. Sis, what do you think I should do? Where should I go? My sister gazed at me thoughtfully for a while before she spoke.
進路を決めるよりも先に母さんを説得するのがいいんじゃないかな。だって母さんがあんな調子じゃ落ち着いて悩むこともできないだろ。
Yeah, you might be right about that.
そうかもじゃなくて、そうなんだよ。あんたの顔、今もだけど、昨日もひどかったぞ。
Wait, seriously?
うん、そんなに。母さんが成銀大の話したとき、こんな顔してたぞ。
As she spoke, my sister smunched her hands against her face and pulled her skin down in a droopy motion. I couldn't help but laugh. Hey, quit joking around.
悪い悪い。あんたが沈んだ顔してると笑わせたくなっちゃうんだよね。だって愛しの妹には笑っていてほしいじゃん。
Oh, sis. Her concern warmed my heart, but I also felt guilty for worrying her.
でも安心した。あんた小さい時から他人を気にして自分のことは後回しだったから。進路も無理して母さんに合わせるんじゃないかって心配だったんだ。
She was exactly right. I had been trying to convince myself to go along with what Mom wanted. I also knew that with all these worries, I was in no place to make a decision yet. But back when you decided what you wanted to do, how did you convince Mom?
ああ、あれか。母さんとめちゃくちゃ揉めたな。
I seem to remember some of that as well.
アパレル業界なんてやめときなさい。私はあなたにもっと人を救うようなそんな生き方をしてほしいのよ。
Whenever my sister talked about her future, my mom would always respond with disgust. Eventually, though, she gave up. Now she doesn't talk like that anymore.
私の時はさ、力技みたいなもんだったよ。服飾の専門学校のパンフレットを母さんのベッドやカバン、ありとあらゆるところに忍ばせたな。あとスマホのメッセージに服飾への熱い思いを毎日10回以上送ってみたりもしたっけ。
Oh, really? She did all that?
もう立ち向かうしかなかったからさ。ノイローゼになるんじゃないかってくらい母さんにアピールしたんだよね。そうしたらこうよ。
She then tapped her chest with pride. That's so like you, sis.
あんだけ熱烈アピールしたから医学部へ行かせても真面目に学ばないって分かったんじゃない？
Yeah, I guess if she thought that, she'd see the whole thing as a waste of time. I interested how my sister managed to convince our mom, but I knew I couldn't act like that. After all, I still didn't know what I wanted to do in the first place.
後に残ったあんたには申し訳なく思ってる。私の時より当たりが強いからさ。
Don't worry, it's not your fault. My sister merely stared back at me, a bitter smile on her face. I had a feeling there was nothing I could say. Do you ever think mom's like this because of, you know, what happened to dad? My sister nodded back at me.
父さんのような人になってほしいんだろうね。立派な医者にさ。母さんは多分、父さんのことを。
What? When it comes to dad, what?
いや、なんでもない。
Oh my goodness. I wonder what she was going to say. My sister always spoke her mind. It was odd for her to pull back like this.
母さんを説得するのは私も手伝うから。いや、手伝わせてほしい。
That's okay. I think I need to do this on my own.
またそうやって一人で抱え込んで。
No, I won't. Besides, you've got enough to worry about with your job, right? By the way, I'm looking forward to seeing the new store layout. Ah. From inside my pocket, my phone began ringing, interrupting our conversation. I quickly took the phone out to see that it had a message from Mom. She's asking what time I'll be home. I guess we should head back.
そうだな。なあ、母さんの説得だけど、難しかったらちゃんと言えよ。
Alright, thanks. I just got to do my best. I did my best to put on a smile, but the concerned frown on my sister's face remained unchanged. I knew it would be hard to convince my mom on my own, but I was determined to do my best. This was my future after all, and I couldn't rely on my sister for something like this. As we walked home, the area around us grew dark. With the two of us alone, we engaged in idle conversation.
そういえばあんた、昨日焦って帰ってきたじゃん？さやかに怪談話を聞いたとかなんとか。あれ、どんな怪談話だったんだよ。
That was another topic I wasn't exactly eager to discuss. I was a little spooked by everything that had happened yesterday, but knowing my sister, if I tried to brush her off now, she'll just keep bringing it up. It was about the 7 wonders at our school. One of those is about a ghost named Kara.
ああ、それなら知ってる。殺人鬼の男の話だろ？切り殺されるっていうやつ。
My sister had also gone to Narimigahama High School, so it made sense that she would know the stories too.
あんなの怖いうちに入らないって。それよりも引きずり鏡とか保健室の少女の方が怖くない？
I had heard the girl in the nurse's office story from Sayaka before. Sayaka. Since I hardly ever went to the nurse's office, that one didn't really bother me much. I haven't heard of the grasp of the mirror one. I ended up immediately regretting what I said. I looked at my sister walking beside me, and I found her face lit up with excitement. Now I've done it.
まあ、なんてことないって。1階と2階の間、階段の踊り場があるだろ？そこの壁の全身鏡が引きずり鏡。
Yeah, I pass by it all the time.
大丈夫だって。鏡に手を触れなければな。
But what happens if you touch the mirror?
タイトル通りになるってこと。鏡の中から手が出てきて引きずられて終了。昔、成見ヶ浜高校に通っていた生徒があの辺りで自殺したらしいんだよね。確かいじめが原因だったかな。それでなんだっけ。とりあえず階段の2階に縄くくって1階めがけてダイブしてだったか。
There is a boy with like a noose around his neck in one of them, in one of the images that I saw. Alright, that's enough. If you can't get the details down, it's not scary at all. Unlike Sayaka's ghost stories, my sister's stories was vague and full of ums and I thinks. When it comes to ghost stories, Sayaka's really are the best. It made sense given how much into the occult Sayaka was. Well, either way, when I go by the mirror tomorrow, I'll just be extra careful. Don't touch it. The next day, I took the survey I had in my bag and placed it inside the drawer of my desk. All that was written on it was my name. Fear my mother might catch me working on it. I couldn't concentrate.
あ、はよう。今朝は早かったんだね。
Morning. Yeah, I've got some things to take care of. I had been trying to find the right time to talk to my mom about everything, but I couldn't find the right moment. I woke up early today to try and talk with her about it then, but she already had left for work. I finally made up my mind to talk with her, and it still didn't work out.
おーい。大丈夫？
Sorry, I kind of spaced out.
もう、仕方ないな。
As she goes, Sayaka searched inside her bag and placed an energy drink on my desk.
これでも飲んで、シャキッとしな。
Thanks. Sayaka stared back at me with a bitter smile on her face.
何かあって話したいならいつでも相談に乗るからね。
With that, Sayaka returned to her seat. I'm afraid that won't work this time. I didn't even have the courage to talk to her about all this. Before I knew it, the final bell had rung and school was out for the day. Getting ready to head home, I took my books out of my desk and found the blank sheet of paper where I was supposed to write about my future. Maybe I should just write Sagan University and be done with it. As the thought entered my mind, I felt a sharp ringing in my ear.
探しましょう。
Huh? I quickly looked around the classroom, but there was no one else there. There's nobody here. Where had everybody gone? There were so many people here just a while ago. So many strange things had been happening to me. I felt dazed and my muscles felt cold. Maybe I should go see a doctor or something.
探しましょう。あなたの道を。
This time, I heard it clear as day. There it is again, that voice. Who are you? I called out to the empty room.
僕はあなたを闇へ誘うもの。これから先は困難しかありません。でもどうか諦めないで。前を向ければ必ず見つかります。あなただけの道が。
The moment the voice stopped, my eyes got all blurry and my head shook, and all at once my world went dark. I put my elbows on the desk and laid my head down, then... Uh-oh. The survey from before, it was totally blank. Wait a minute. This is the survey, right? Oh. Suddenly my pocket began to vibrate and I jolted in response. Huh? It's just my phone. I took out my phone and saw Mom displayed on the screen. Hello?
ああ、ミサ、今ちょっといいかしら。
I heard my mom's voice coming from the speaker. I began to calm down a bit.
もしもし、聞こえているの？
Sorry. Yes, I can. Class just ended and I'm still in the classroom. What's up?
さっき先生からうちに電話があったのよ。進路のプリントのことでね。こんな大事なこと、どうして黙っていたの？
Well, here you go. You can tell her. If I'm going to tell her, now's the time. The truth is, My voice was shaking, but I continued. The truth is, I don't want to go to Sagan University. I actually said it. However, the tension within me did not ease. I was still scared of what my mother would say.
それならそうと、早く言ってちょうだい。今度ある聖銀大学のオープンキャンパスに申し込んでしまったじゃない。
Oh my goodness.
まあいいわ。それで、どこの大学なの？
Well, I haven't exactly decided if I even want to go to college, but I plan on trying to figure everything out soon. I never expected my mother to take the news so well. Why didn't I talk to her earlier?
あな 何を言っているの？
I just told you. I haven't decided if I wanted to go to school or start work. I still don't know what I really want to do.
そんなこと今さら。ダメよ。絶対に許しません。他の大学って言うから、てっきり医学部でも違うところを目指すのかと思っていたわ。さっきの話に戻るわね。オープンキャンパスだけれど、10月1週目の土曜だから開けておきなさい。進路のプリントについては、今日持って帰ってきなさい。早く記入して提出しておかないと。
Wait a minute. You can't just ignore how I feel about this.
何も決まっていないのでしょ？それなら聖銀大学で考えてみなさい。きっと気に入るはずだから。
Why is she being so judgmental?
それじゃ、早く帰ってきなさいね。
Wait, please listen to me. Why? Feeling totally numb, I hung up the phone. I stared down, stupefied, at the call log and noticed just how short our conversation had been. My mother wasn't a bad person. I knew she loved me. She always did such a good job taking care of me, but I felt like she's not interested in seeing me for who I really am. I often felt like my mother wasn't looking at me, but past me. I knew that if I went against my mother here, if I tried to find my own way, I'll only disappoint her. I might as well just go to Sagan. Then, just as I felt the tears welling slowly up in my eyes,
諦めないでと言ったはずです。
a bright white light opened up before my eyes. Ah! I closed my eyes and was surrounded by a terrifying darkness, and my consciousness sank deeper and deeper. Oh no! Chapter 1. School of Ghost Stories. She's gonna get spirited away. Alright, that is where we're going to stop the episode because it's just over an hour, but with some of the cutouts, it'll be just under an hour. And that is a good standalone episode by itself. And that'll be easier to like go into the individual common roots as well. That's what I was hoping would happen. The prologue would be long enough that it can be its own episode so people can watch it and then choose what route they want to go into after that. When I go into a different common route, I'll just load up that save, select a different choice, and then it'll automatically just take you into the next common route. Anyway, probably a little bit boring of an episode because it's got to lay the foundations. There's tons of ghost stories. There's 7 wonders, which I guess is the 7 boys. Or actually, there's more than 7 boys. I think there's 9 boys. Wait, or 8. There's 2 for each one. Yes, there's 8 of them. If you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe. And I look forward to actually talking to one of these boys in the next one because I am. Bye.